When you create stairs in Revit, they automatically create railings. In the case of our grand stair here in our museum, we got the default railing with the regular spaced balusters. I'd like to use something here that's a little bit more conducive to the design that we have. And so in this movie, we're going to look at how we can not only swap out the types of railings that we're using, but also how we can change the path that they follow. Let's take care of the railing that goes along the edge of the wall first. That's definitely our easier one. Let's select that railing. I can do it right here in the perspective view. And over here on the properties palette, I can open up the type selector, and I've got some railings already loaded in the project here. And this one here is called handrail pipe wall ramp. I'm going to choose that. And that removes all the balusters and just gives us a simple handrail with some wall supports at regular intervals. That railing type, and if I zoom in, this one up here, both came from a file called railingsamples.rvt, which is available on Autodesk Seek. So if you want to see where that original file is, you can go to your Insert tab, click here in the Seek panel, and type in railing samples. Press Enter. It will take you out to your web browser, and it will find that file. You can download it, and there's actually other railings in there that you can look at. So I do encourage you to do that because it's a pretty interesting file. All I've done is copied and pasted those two railing types into this file so that I could use those railings in our design. To do this side and all of these railings over here, we have to do a little bit more than just swapping out the type. We also have to change the path of the railing. So to do that, I'm going to go to my second floor plan. I'll zoom in. And because we built this stair in two pieces, here and here, notice that the railing goes right past the second stair run and doesn't allow us any way to enter that stair. A railing can't break in the middle, so we couldn't just use our split tool and split it here and here. It won't allow that. It's going to have to be two separate railings. So what I'm actually going to do is select this existing railing, and I'm going to copy it on my clipboard, and then I'm going to edit the path of that railing. I copied it first for safekeeping. I'm going to trim it right here. So I'm going to go to my split tool, and I'm going to split it right at that point, and I'm going to delete this and this. And when I finish that, I'm only going to have the railing in this portion over here. Let me go back to my camera view to see that. It wasn't showing up in the plan view, but we can still see it here. Let's select it, and let's make it the glass panels with brackets. So we'll see it right there. Let me do a window tile. I can get that either from the View tab with the tile button, or I can type WT. I'm going to type WT, and that's going to put my camera on one side and my plan view on the other side, and that'll make it a little easier for me to make my selections going forward. So let me switch back over here to the plan view. And now what I want to do is remember that we copied our railing to the clipboard. So now I'm going to choose Paste Aligned to Same Place. When I choose that, you're going to get a new railing that goes directly on top of where the old one was and still is. And notice in the 3D view, we've got two railings on top of each other. Back up in this portion, we deleted that part of the sketch, so we only have the one railing. I'm going to keep it selected and edit its path, and I'll just do the same step I did a moment ago, except this time I'll split it here, click my Modify tool, and this time I'll delete the lower portions and finish that. The railing is still selected in the background, and I will change it to the glass panels. These two on this run are a little bit easier because they don't need any modification, but I'm going to have to use my tab key to help me select them. Got both of those railings selected. Verify that it says railings here and two, and that's how I know that I got two railings and not something else. And then I'll do glass panel with brackets, and it looks like that. One last thing that I'll show you here is this one comes up and just sort of stops right there. There's no guardrail around this part of the floor slab here. You probably would want a guardrail there. There's two ways you can approach that. You can draw a whole new railing in that location, or you could actually edit this railing, edit its path, and add onto it up along here. The choice is really up to you. But let me go in here and start adding a little segment. Pull it along this way. I don't have chain turned on. Let me turn chain on. Start at that end point. With chain turned on, I'll now be able to keep going instead of having to start over again each time. Let's do that. And take this one and push it back just a touch. I'm using the arrow key to do that. And this one here, same thing, just a touch. Use the arrow key to do that. And let's click finish. And so I don't know if you can see it there beyond in the 3D view. Now I've got that guardrail up as part of that. Even though the stair gives you a railing to start off with, it may not be the railing you had in mind, but it turns out it's pretty easy to just select it and either change its type and or edit the sketch and actually change its shape and configuration. Sometimes you need to do one of those things, sometimes both, but that's really your finishing touch to setting up your stairs and railings.